I'm here, Dr. Hartmann, Bryce. It's a pleasure having you on the show again,
Yes.
Bryce.
Thank you.
You're a third-year med student at UC Davis, I understand?
Yes, I am.
And you're hanging out with Dr. Hartmann in the county, in Amador County?
I have the pleasure, yes.
Oh my gosh, does he get you out running and all that, or what are you guys doing with all the time?
Not yet, but weather permitting, we definitely will.
I'll have to take you out to Lake Tabo or run around the Standard. That's one of the most beautiful spots in the county.
I want to show him some of our Amador County mountain lions up there.
Oh, absolutely.
That's right.
And those scary, with the chipmunks with the plague?
Chipmunks
we don't have
with
any of
the
those
plague.
in Amador County.
None in
Those
Amador County, thankfully. Those are
in
South Lake Tahoe.
I know you were on the show talking about the chipmunk plague, and I took that photo of that chipmunk standing on its hind legs with a scary thing. And if I see you on the street out throughout the county and I do that,
all right, I know what you're
talking about. Yeah, that's probably the scariest picture.
But you know, it's transmitted by fleas, so we'll probably have to check you for fleas.
Yeah, you might. I sent that to my son, who was up at Incline Village going to college at Sierra Nevada College, and he saw the scary chipmunk. And he told me, "Dad, you've lost your mind." You know, I said, but they're something to be aware of, and we have a lot of health issues throughout the county, and obviously you're the county practitioner and also the public health officer. Right. And I know that we had you on talking about the flu situation that's coming up, obviously, and there are a lot of important health issues, but maybe we can talk a little bit about that. Bryce, you must be having a lot of fun with Dr. Hartmann.
It's a blast up here. I love it.
Before we talk about flu, I want to say he is my personal doctor.
Okay.
And,
we won't divulge any.
Yes, no. Obviously, that's all confidential. But he's actually saved my life. I was in the emergency room at Amador Sutter Hospital, and Sutter Amador Hospital. How do you pronounce that?
That's it. Mike.
I had a situation where I had a blood clot in my leg from a branch that was stuck in my bone.
Oh, man.
And Dr. Hartmann, I don't think you have any younger patients. I must be your youngest patient.
pretty close, Mike. You know, the demographics of this county.
He's keeping the entire county alive.
Yeah,
when my wife and I see all these elderly people around town, we think Dr. Hartmann is keeping them going.
Yeah.
You know, he really was. I was very fortunate to get him as my personal physician because he was on duty and on call when I came into the emergency room, and he did save my life, I have to say. And
I think you're exaggerating, Mike.
And he became an immediate friend because he was sending the nurse by every couple hours to give me the shot of heparin in the stomach. You know, so he was really a favorite of mine from the get-go.
Yeah. I think he does the same thing with the nurse if you get rabies too. So.
Oh yeah, you know, he does.
Multi-talented.
He does everything that's necessary, and he's one of the most thorough physicians I've ever encountered, and that's one thing about being with them and being in Amador County. Welcome to the county, and you're in good hands there. Yeah.
Thanks.
Talk a little bit about the flu and all that subject and what we should know about that right now.
Well, we're heading into flu season, and Bryce and I have been talking with our patients and others in the community about influenza. Of course, flu usually hits in California starting around a little bit after Christmas, and then will peak in January or February. But what we've been talking about is prevention and how can you best prevent the flu. Let's see if Bryce learned anything.
Right,
what's the best prevention method?
Best prevention is absolutely the flu vaccine.
Flu vaccine.
Yeah, getting the influenza virus vaccine is the best thing you can do. Other methods of prevention: covering your cough, washing your hands, not going to work or school when you're sick. Those are also very important things. But number one thing you can do is go into your doctor and ask about getting the influenza vaccine.
There was a study I just read. Is that true? Where it prevents stroke and heart attack? They did a placebo thing over a 10-year period of time, and people who took the flu shots were actually better off.
Mike, you're doing some good reading. You know, I mean, that was a pretty obscure article that came out, but it did point out that by getting influenza vaccine, you are decreasing your chances of many of the complications that can occur. You know, 36,000 people on average die from influenza in the United States every year. Our main goal with the influenza vaccine is, of course, preventing influenza, preventing the spread of that. But the older folks and the young folks are the ones who get the complications of influenza vaccine.
The difference is, in getting that I always think, am I going to get the flu when I get the shot, get the vaccine? I mean, what's the myth about that? Is that a myth, or do you actually get a little bit of the flu, or what actually happens?
If you haven't had the vaccine before, you can feel a little bit crummy when you get it, but you absolutely don't get the flu from getting the vaccine. It's much more mild than you can expect from getting an actual influenza.
So it's a total benefit to get the vaccine. It could also help in preventing heart attacks and strokes. I mean, it really is a positive thing. What age group should think about absolutely having the vaccine?
Let's go to the med student again. See what he's learned.
What have you learned, Bryce?
CDC recommends anybody above 6 months old.
Oh, okay. So everybody should get it.
Yeah, essentially everybody.
Dr.
There are no approved flu vaccines for anyone under the age of 6 months. We strongly recommend that people get it at their doctor's offices. A number of the pharmacies in the area are giving influenza vaccines, and the public health department.
We're getting the wrap up. It's great to have you on the show and be able to chat with you without having to pull my pants down. It's much more comfortable in this setting.
Thank you for having us on TSPN.
Okay. Thanks so much. We'll see you again soon.
Great.
You're watching Amador County's local television network, TSP.